Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the evening session of the Taom Shootout Grand Finals. We are live from the Lemon Tree here in Aberdeen. We've had 10 brilliant group stage matches this afternoon and we've got 10 more back to back tonight. So without further ado, let's meet the players live on Freesports TV. Introducing first of all two players who have both played 1-1-1. Something has to give as we introduced first of all a player, a popular and familiar face on this Taom Shootout event, but a guy who's done so much tireless work behind the scenes just to get this event on. Will you welcome please Mad Mac, Martin McCintosh. Wow. And his opponent, who has also played 1-1-1 and is also hugely popular around these parts, waiting in the wings, it's Slight Breeze, Paddy McCarron.
Well, what a start to tonight's entertainment. Brilliant walk-on for Martin McCintosh and Paddy McCarron here in Aberdeen. Two lads from Scotland, two lads from Aberdeen. And as George said, both men got off to great starts this afternoon. Paddy McCarron probably not at his best, but got the victory in his win this afternoon over Davy Dornan. Martin McCintosh was in fine form. He was almost surprised how well he played. Started off slowly in the opening frame, but then reeled off 4 straight finishes to get the 4-1 victory over Fraser Allen. So they sit 1 and 2 at the top of Group 4. And of course, there's a 5-man group. Top 2 from each group will go through. So it's their second match of 4, which makes it a key match. So the winner will have a huge advantage going into day 2. As George said at the top of the show, we've got 10 matches for you this evening. Plenty of entertainment to come. Mark Boyle follows, another of the Scottish stars. And then Jordan Shepherd, the man who has made the shootout his own. And then Chris Melling and Liam Dunster battle off in probably the match of the night, as George has made his way in from the arena. That was some opening to the show, George.
Fabulous. I've really enjoyed being involved in this Taom Shootout event. In my eyes, the most exciting format of pool there is. And wow, that's the best atmosphere I've experienced so far. That just eclipses Cian Monaghan's entrance in his hometown of Manchester, in his home club at the Savannah in Whitefield.
Yeah, that was so
Fantastic.
Impressive. Brilliant for Martin, all that hard work he's put in to have a walk-on like that was absolutely
he deserved
brilliant.
That. And I'm so pleased. He clearly enjoyed it. That's exactly what he deserves. Yes, you're seeing a guy who's swaggering around the table in a kilt, but let me tell you, without Martin, we might not have had an event here. He's put a heck of a lot of work in behind the scenes.
And one thing that can't be forgotten for Martin, he was very surprised how well he played, but he did play very well this afternoon. So the form's there. He'll be looking for another victory to get himself right to the top of the table and in a great shape for day 2.
Certainly looks the part, although one issue I do have is now he's wearing the kilt, you can see all his tattoos on his legs. I never thought I'd be saying I hope the tartan trousers return, but I hope the tartan trousers return.
Well, with the trousers he started off with this afternoon and now the kilt, what's he got in store for us tomorrow?
He has told me, actually, but I'm not allowed to say.
Well, his opening opportunity comes and goes, and it was a good one as well. So it's going to be Patty McCarron here in the opening frame. And there are no problems on yellows. The two in the middle of the table, they open up nicely, and all the others have pockets. So a great opportunity.
Yeah, Paddy's match this afternoon with Davy Dornan wasn't a classic.
Yeah, I think Patty, when he won, he was almost embarrassed look on his face, wasn't happy with his performance.
I'll take the 2 points.
Yeah, and move on. Yeah, absolutely.
Good chance here. That's not a great shot.
Just under-hit the position. He could over-hit the position by a decent amount. Under-hitting it, he can still cut this back, and actually the red near the jaw actually means he can pop this thick if he wants to, just to make the control of the cue ball easier, but it's still going to be tricky.
Well, it was a big pocket, and it needed to be. Where's the white ball going?
Well, he's rather fortunate the white stayed on the table, but he's going to have to play a very good shot to get from the yellow at the top of the table. He's got to cue this so well to get through the white, and the white track down the right-hand side of the table. Well, he felt he could get the yellow into the right-hand middle pocket, but misses the pot anyway. And that was his problem this afternoon. Just too many missed pots. When it looked like he had the frame at his mercy, he just couldn't find a way to take the chances he was getting.
Yeah, and I don't think many of these players involved in this grand final would mess up from here. Although Martin's gone a very strange route. That could be the commentator's curse. What's he played?
Sure. Does this black go to the corner?
I think it does, but it's awfully difficult. And he has. He's overcooked it, so it did go. But he had... there was no need for him to be on it into that pocket at all.
No, just loose with the cue ball. Probably, like you said, it was so easy that he probably just relaxed on it a bit too much, didn't give it the focus it needed.
And a gift for Patty. Talking to himself, the crowd, anyone who's watching. First frame on the board, and it goes the way of Patty McCarron. They get on great, these two.
You do not see that very often. And he was doing it all the way through the frame, to be fair. These two are going to really enjoy this match, whichever way it goes. It's one of the things the organisers really look for when they invite players to play in this event. They're not just looking for the talent on the table. Yes, they have got some world-class players playing in this event, but it's also the charisma. They want to see players interacting with the crowd and really giving it that flair.
Patty would rank as high as anyone in that respect.
Really enjoys himself out there, enjoys himself off the table if stories from Manchester are to be believed.
Yeah, had his best run of this season's Taom Shootout event calendar in Manchester when he ran all the way to the final without having gone to bed the night before. I wouldn't suggest that to any young pool player coming up, but it worked for Patty. Although you could tell by the time he got to the final he was probably cooked. He didn't have a great deal left.
I think we might all be this weekend, as there are a lot more matches to come before we get to the final. We've got another 29 group games to go before we start the knockout stages.
Yeah, long old couple of days.
Yeah, group stages will come to a climax tomorrow evening, and then the knockout stages, quarterfinals onwards, tomorrow night. Plenty of pool for you all to enjoy. Well, Martin in his opening match got off to a scratchy start, didn't play the best of opening frames, and thought, here we go, the pressures of being involved in the organisation of this event were going to come back to haunt him, but he then found his rhythm. He needs the same thing to happen here in his second match, because he started off poorly. He's had 3 opportunities and hasn't got very far with any of them. Not the greatest of opportunities for Patty. Yellows are pretty tied up, although he's eyeing up a 2-ball plan off the red in the middle of the table.
Oh, well played.
Only real criticism with that shot, it needed to be firmer. He hasn't developed the yellow at the top end of the table. The other yellows have all come out nicely. Right across the face of the pocket, but doesn't drop. Just left himself too much angle on that shot. Almost needed to be straight in on it, so he could just drop it in, take the other yellow to the top left corner, and left himself too much angle. So it's another opportunity for Martin. I think this is his 4th so far in the match. Only the 1 bad ball, but it's solvable. It has pockets. The red on the right-hand side. He would love to have been straight on it to the bottom right corner now. He's a little bit more angle than he wanted, but he's still going to play it.
Really nice weight. And it's a straightforward 3-ball finish. Unless he leaves the red the wrong side of the middle bag, which he shouldn't have done. Suddenly, he's having to play that. But that's a really nice play.
Exhibition stuff now.
Well played. You could sense he was annoyed with himself in the previous shot, which is why he got down and played that. Mad Mac hits back. McIntosh squares at 1-1.
Unlike Patty, he waits till the frame is over to start singing along with the crowd. Friends off the table, having a good chat in between the frames.
Oh, well, that was huge. Too big.
That's as powerful a break as we've seen this weekend. Couldn't keep the white on the table. That first 10 minutes has gone past quickly. We're into the 15-second shot phase. And Martin shouldn't need more than that with the way these yellows are laid out. The only thing that Martin's going to have to really guard against, every now and then you see it, when he plays the yellow onto the yellow top right-hand corner, he either needs to make them both or purposely not make them both. Don't go halfway. He's purposely not.
Well, he had a nice little run of frames this afternoon. A little purple patch to see off Fraser Allen. He's having a nice little spell here. 2 in a row for 2-1.
First clearance of the break in this evening session goes to Martin McIntosh. There was a massive break from Patty McCarron, but couldn't keep on the white on the table. Made Martin's job even easier. That's what he did this afternoon, though. 4 straight finishes when it looked like he was struggling. He's made a ball and wants to go after the yellows. Hasn't given reds much of an option. Reds in the middle of the table would have been tricky. So you can see why he wanted yellows, not reds.
That was a nice kiss. Just a little bit dodgy around that right centre, which is why he's taking this one on. And that hasn't helped.
Yeah, I'm very surprised with his shot selection. Yeah, yellow to the left centre was going to be a tricky ball to land on, and he was as good on it as he could possibly hope to get. So I'm surprised he didn't play that one.
Well, he's got there anyway, but this needs to be a very, very precise shot. Well, he's missed it. He was on the yellow.
To me, that just highlights the 15 seconds. It doesn't give you the time you need to really work out what you're trying to do. You have to just go on instinct and take what's in front of you.
Well, quick conference with the referee, Donna Evans. Martin says, I'll have the white, please.
He's controlled that nicely. Easy for that shot to go wrong.
This for 3 in a row.
Impressive stuff from Martin McIntosh. Into his stride now. Did miss that one pot down the rail, but got the second opportunity off that loose safety from Patty McCarron and made no mistake with his second opportunity, and 1 frame away from another victory.
Yeah, all the players tonight will have played this morning, and this will be their only match tonight, so Martin will be thinking 1 more frame and I'll be going to sleep. Play 2-1-2 and in a very, very strong position in his group. Because his closest rival in the group at the moment is the man he's playing right now.
Who's got a good opportunity and he needs to take it. 5 minutes on the shot clock. He needs to take these out, and he needs to take these out quickly.
Well, if he does take them out, it will be quick. If he clears the table here, he'll be 3-2 down with about 4 minutes to go. So it's not done, this. But he can't be walking around the table chalking his cue too often.
Well, those 15 seconds come around very quickly. The beeps you can hear in the background, that just signifies the start of the 5 seconds. It counts down with the final 5 seconds.
He's just been slightly out of position on both of these last two shots. Yeah, and he's in two minds here. I don't think he wanted to play that, you know. This is tough. Shot. That's brilliant. And he is 3-2 with 4 minutes left.
Could be in trouble there. He's having a chat with the referee because I think the referee has called a foul because he didn't let the white finish
before the white stopped moving.
Yeah, it is actually loss of frame foul, but Martin's not going to want to take this. But the referee's quite right. She has to call the foul, and this will be loss of frame.
That'll be loss of match.
And loss of match as well.
He's saying to the crowd the white didn't stop. The referee playing by the letter of the laws, and that's it. Game over. Oh dear. Oh, what a moment. That was 3-2 down with 4 minutes left. Donna Evans has called the foul, and that's frame and match to Martin McIntosh, and Martin won't like that at all. Patty shakes his head. It's his own fault.
I thought it immediately when he did it. It was a bad error to do that. He's so anxious to get the next frame on because the time is running out. He wants to get the next frame going and help the referee rack the balls up, but you can't. You have to wait for the white to stop moving before you can do it, and the referee is absolutely right, and it's the right decision, as unfortunate as it is for the match, because neither player really wants it.
Well, controversial end. Martin McIntosh, maybe he would have won anyway. He wouldn't have wanted to win like that. He has won. It's 4-2. And we'll return with Barry Nicol against Mark Boyle, Mr. Magic. He's next.